Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is definitely going to be a different video than what you're used to, because I have had enough of this game, I'm fed up with it, and I would like to rant. I'm not going to be playing a character, none of that, I'm just going to be real with you, okay? And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I've already tried to record this video once, but I just had such an even worse experience today that now I'm just going to redo the entire thing. So I'm sorry in advance if this is not your kind of video or you don't like it, I'm sorry. And despite how furious I am, I'm still going to try and be constructive about my criticism. So as it sits right now, I no longer look forward to logging on to PvP in this game, because I know if I try and PvP, I'm just gonna get let down, extremely frustrated, and eventually get to a point where I'm yelling at my television. I cannot tell you how many times over the past couple days I found myself legitimately angry and furious with this game and its poor functionality and just things just not working, things not lining up well, just everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. The myth that mid-year or White Strikes Mayhem is supposed to fix the performance in PvP or at least make it better for the event is not true. In fact, it's just made everything a lot worse. And I'd even argue that it has actually brought out the worst that PvP has to offer in this game. And one more time, I'm sorry if you don't like this video. I just need to get this out. I just need to get it out. Now, the first thing I want to talk about that annoys me the most when it comes to this game is the fact that my target is always out of range. I know this stems off of the back end of lag, but seriously, come on. By this point, they should just add like 10 more meters to every skill. I am sick and tired of my opponent being 3 feet away from me, and I'm sniffing the back of their head and I still can't hit them with my skills. My light attacks and heavy attacks don't even connect anymore. But you know, buffs and healing work just fine, which is the issue, because I'm trying to kill my opponent, but I can't hit them, and that gives them all the time in the world to heal themselves and prepare their combo, and theirs can actually hit me for some strange reason. It seems only area attacks and dots work, and area attacks aren't even that reliable anymore because Soul Tether won't go off, and when you use Whirling Blades, you know, you try and cast a skill, someone is clearly standing inside your character, but they still somehow manage to dodge it or take no damage from it. Same with Dawnbreaker, they're clearly in the cone, but they just take no damage. It's like a wet, it's not even a noodle, it's not even a wet noodle, it doesn't even hit them. And what that eventually leads into is some classes being the only thing you can pretty much use because their skills revolve around that kind of playstyle. Like the Nightblade would be the exception, but I'm mainly talking about the Templar and the Dragonite here. Dragonite having all the dots in the world, so while you're fumbling with your skills, you're still dying. And then Templar, being able to get rid of those dots and having jabs. And then there's Nightblade. Nightblade is weird because the skills don't work, but the class does. So what I mean by that is, like, the skills themselves, like Surprise Attack doesn't hit because the target's out of range. Same with Incapacitating Strike. Soul Tether just doesn't cast flat out. But then all that is made up for because those skills, when they do finally hit, they hit really, really hard, making them very effective and making the class as a whole actually work. Also, these classes have another thing in common. That being their ability to survive. I feel like I don't really need to explain it. Templar's got way too much healing power. It can spam one button and stay alive. Dragonite can block and use ultimates as often as it likes, it seems. And then Nightblade can just go invisible. Don't get me wrong, the other classes can survive okay as well, but you have to build for it. You have to sacrifice things in order to gain something to survive. Like, I don't have an issue with that at all. That makes Buildcraft fun. It makes finding that small balance very, very entertaining. But my problem is, why is it so easy for other classes to gain access to it versus other classes? Look, I know, I want to have some variety in my playstyle. I want to switch things up at times. I sometimes don't want to always play the same exact class because that gets boring to me. But I always ask myself while I'm trying to play something, like this Warden build in the background, why don't I just go play my Nightblade? It'll be a whole lot easier, a lot more fun, and I want to pull out my eyes just that little bit less. And I think that comes from these classes having lost their identity. Like Warden, I like having the little niche and all that, but it just doesn't have the same offensive power that it once had. And its healing, it is gone down the drain. And then you have Sorcerer. It has perfect offensive pressure, but it has no way to keep itself alive outside of pets and damage shields, which are still dookie. And then you have Necromancer. The class as a whole, very tanky, plenty of sustain. It's just a very, very, very slow class which loses damage. Look, I'm running out of air trying to talk about this kind of stuff, okay? I can't breathe. But here's the thing, okay? I know ZOS is trying to fix this and they're presenting hybridization of skills as the best thing to grace ESO. Here's the thing, it's not going to fix a daggum thing, okay? It's going to make it worse. Because now those classes that are already very good, they're gonna get even better. And those classes that aren't very good, they're just gonna become meh. Like, just talking about it, it doesn't seem like a bad idea. Ooh, hybridization of skills, that seems very interesting. Sure, it'll open up plenty of opportunities for different builds and new things to try. It'll keep everything interesting. But then there's this one thing in this game, and it's called healing. As it sits right now, healing is still way too powerful as is and still needs to get adjusted. But it's only going to get worse next patch. I cannot tell you how many clips and fights I've lost because some random guy who's a healer comes out of nowhere and then heals his entire group of allies, and then they turn on me, and then I instantly get one-shotted by a bunch of desynced lagging skills. Talk about counterplay, Zos. Why don't you fix healing? And people know how busted PvP healing is, so that's why they go out there and they abuse it. They get themselves a little pocket healer, and the pocket healer's only job is to heal. That's it. They don't do anything else other than heal. And that is an issue, because not only does the pocket healer become literally invulnerable because of the amount of healing, but also the guy that they're healing can't die either, because they're getting so much healing. And at that point, it doesn't matter who you target. Target the healer and try to kill them? Nope, they'll just heal themselves, and you'll just take a bunch of damage from the guy that they're healing. Try and target the guy that they're healing? Nope, he's not going to die either, because he's getting so much healing, and he's able to keep you on your defensive bar. So then you can't put any pressure into him, and then it's just dumb, okay? And then next patch, it's only going to get worse, because that guy that's able to deal all that damage, he can now actually do as much healing as the pocket healer themselves. And sure, you as the solo player can take advantage of that healing power that you get with all the hybrid healing. But this becomes an issue because now everyone has super powerful healing, so that means no one is going to die. I feel like I already experienced this enough as is when I try and play Battlegrounds, because every match I get into is just super sweaty and it's just not fun anymore. That's the reason I get so mad, because I can't play this game casually anymore. I have to actually play one of the 3 classes that I mentioned earlier to even stand a chance, and even then that doesn't help me, because I still feel like that's not enough. I have to play like there's money on the line. I have to get a little sweaty. I have to put my foot down, and that's not fun, because I don't want to do that. I log on to play casually and have some fun. Unfortunately, I can't do that, because not only do my skills and other abilities not work, but the people I'm trying to kill don't die, because they have this one random person following them around, spamming 3 buttons, keeping them alive the whole time. Then I finish the match with 4.6 million damage, 2 kills, and about 28 deaths and assists. It's annoying. And it gets even better from there, or should I say worse, because most of those guys that have those little pocket healers following them around have a massive ego. You'll know because when you finally do end up killing their healer, they end up tipping like a cow. And then after that, they send you a hate whisper saying, "Oh, you're absolute garbage, kid, you need to get good, go back to PvE," and all that stuff. And you try and defend yourself, so you try and whisper back, but you can't send them whispers because they're appearing offline, and they know that if they appear offline, they can't receive whispers. Like, what? Why? How inflated does your ego have to be? Again, I'm not saying that's everyone, but I've had so many experiences like that that is not even funny, because they actually end up dying when their healer gets killed. Wouldn't you know it? But it's so difficult to kill their healer as is because healing's too busted. And then on top of that, your skills don't work, and you can see why I get extremely mad. I really hope ZOS decides that right before they release the update that they remove hybridized healing, because those hybridized healing skills are going to make no one's going to die at that point, okay? Also, they need to do something with healing as it is right now, because it's too powerful. Like, can you nerf healing that people receive from other players, like, by 25%? I know that sounds like a lot, but the heals are so powerful, it'll make just enough of a difference, I think. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm not a wizard. I don't know everything in the world, but that's a suggestion, okay? You could meme around with it too, like I'm going to do it right now. So the healers on the enemy team can actually heal you too, because why not, you know? If they're going to heal their allies, then why can't they heal the enemy as well? Because, you know, some of those spells don't make sense. Well, I mean, why not? Just heal everyone then, huh? Heal everyone, even the enemies. Or you could go the complete opposite route and have it so no one else but the player can heal themselves. So no one else can get healing from anyone else, you know. You could do that too, but, you know, just do something. Anything, okay? Anything. Just, as long as it tones down the amount of healing power that is in PvP, I think everyone will be better off, okay? Like, I honestly don't know anymore with ZOS. Like, a card game? Seriously, let that sink in. A card game. Like, who asked for a card game? Nobody did. Sure, it could be really cool. Sure, it has potential, but we've yet to see it. And based off of ZOS's previous, you know, integrations with this game, I'm not hopeful, okay? I'm just not hopeful. And how PvP is at the moment with horrible performance and everything, I can only play PvP for so long, like I said, before I start getting a massive headache because this game just doesn't function, okay? That or the playstyles I encounter are just too cheesy, and I just want to rip my hair out. With how bad my experience with mid-year has been so far, I don't know, Elden Ring just looks more appetizing day by day, okay? I haven't gotten it yet. I've played games relatively similar to it, but I'm not sure if it's something I'll invest in yet. But, you know, there's a good chance I will if everyone else is moving there and ESO doesn't change. Because, the future's not looking good for it right now. Like, ESO is in a wheelchair. Hopefully it can recover, get out of the wheelchair, and, you know, go on and do great things. But as it sits right now, ZOS has neglected the PvP side of this game for a really long time, and PvP just so happens to be the side of this game that I genuinely enjoy, like many other people. I understand they don't want to add new content because they're trying to fix performance, and that's very respectable, but they've said they've tried to fix performance forever now. I love this game, I really do, but it's in a wheelchair right now, and I hate to see it like this. I really want it to get better because I know this game, I call it the best game ever, like daggum. Like, nothing comes close to this game and the freedom that you get with it. Unfortunately, this amazing game is plagued by horrible performance and too much healing power and being kind of neglected by the developers itself. Because, they really did care about PvP. They probably would have listened a little bit and done something about the healing, but so far they haven't done anything about it. Here's to hoping that they change it in the future, but I can never be too sure. Yes, I'll still be uploading videos. This is not a video about me going away and never returning and then saying, oh, goodbye, guys. No, I'm going to upload videos about this game. I love this game. This is a passion project for me, okay? But I don't know if the frequency of these uploads is going to stay the same. As trying to bring you guys new content becomes more difficult, the more angry I get at this game for not functioning properly, especially with trying to bring you guys new builds. I get very frustrated trying to test builds, they don't end up working, or the game just doesn't end up working, but the build works fine. I want to get you guys good clips. I'm not going to release some absolute trash garbage build that I put together. Like, I'm going to test it first. I'm going to bring you guys what I use. I'm not going to hide that from you. But the difficulty of getting really good clips is just difficult, to say the least, with all the healers and all the non-working skills and everything just not functioning properly. I mean, daggum, you saw it with my Stamsorg build video. Like, I've been playing that build for 2 months, still couldn't get enough clips for it. The build worked fine, it's just performance was abysmal. Yeah, I don't know, I think I'm done ranting. I guess I'll just sum it up. I think healing is definitely overtuned and is only going to get worse next patch. Sure, I know a couple of classes don't have the best healing, but as it sits right now, it's very annoying because I want to be able to experiment, I want to be able to try new things, I want to have fun. But I feel like a lot of that fun is taken out because PvP, you go into PvP to kill people, but people don't die. That's just not fun. It doesn't make sense. I also don't like the fact that I feel like I have to play a specific class or a specific playstyle in order to be even viable in PvP. Like, sure, you can play how you want, you can play using what you want, but can you really? Can you? You're gonna be so handicapped if you don't use what's the best. Like, there's not even any competition, okay? None. That's how unbalanced things are. A lot of sets need love, and a lot of skills need love, and hybridization is not gonna change that. So please, us, do something about your game. I know it's White Strikes, but White Strikes isn't going to help us push under the rug all the bad things about this game that are just glaringly obvious. Like, daggum, I don't even look forward to getting event tickets anymore because my experience so far with White Strikes has been miserable. Look, I don't want to ruin the rest of the video by saying there's going to be that one person that's just like, oh, you're bad and you need to get good, and that's simply why. Performance isn't having issues, the game's fine, mid-year's amazing. Listen, again, your situation is completely different than mine. I've played this game long enough to know when buttons don't feel right, okay? When things aren't working and I can actually see it, okay? I made sure of that with this video, okay? So, yeah, that's my rant video, I guess. Rant videos are weird. If you're still watching by this point, you're literally a legend because rant videos are weird. And, yeah, if you have your own thoughts about PvP, you can leave them in the comments if you want. And, having said all that, hopefully your experience with ESO is better than mine. And, I hope you have a good night.